Hey, you're listening to the Smoke Meat Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Pittman. Smoke Meat's brought to you by Joe's Underground at the corner of 8th and Broad in Augusta, Georgia, in the bottom of the Lamar Building. Such a great place. They always make you feel like you're at home. I love going there. Jeremy and the gang just know how to treat people, and it shows. I've been around for a long, long time. Hopefully, be around for a long, long time to come. Remember, I goes to Joe's, and so should you. That's Joe's Underground at the corner of 8th and Broad in Augusta, Georgia, in the bottom of the Lamar Building. Another sponsor we've got here on Smoked Meat is 4 Points Trading Company. They have got some of the most awesome candles around. I'm burning two of them down here in the studio right now. I've got firewood going and whiskey going. And let me tell you, it doesn't smell like a studio now. It smells just awesome. I love dealing with them. Everything's no muss, no fuss. They got great candles, great customer service. They ship fast, and you can usually find a dealer near you. You can go to 4pointstradingco.com and use the promo code Smoked Meat for 10% off your order. So go check them out today. They got so many great scents, you will just not know where to even begin. So order them all. Today my guest is a young man named Sage Suede. Sage is a great musician, has some of the most awesome beats. He's a wonderful guy, and we just had a great time talking today, so we're just going to go on ahead and get this beast kicked off here on Smoked Meat. Hey, so how you doing today, Sage?
I'm doing good.
Outstanding, outstanding, man. You out there in Texas?
Yeah, I live in Austin.
Okay, how's it going out there today? Is it nice and sunny and pretty?
It's good. It cooled off a little bit finally, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a fat boy. I love some cool weather, and it's doing the same thing here in Georgia, man. It's beautiful out there today.
oh yeah, y'all get like the crabapple trees or something, right? You have like flowering trees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've got those, and we got, what is it? The Bradford pears, which I never understood why they call it a pear tree because there's nothing on it. Just a giant pollen catcher.
Those sound really pretty though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm gonna throw a 25-pound brisket on the smoker, so that's a wonderful thing. And doing about 30 pounds worth of jerky. So,
Mm.
oh yeah, but yeah. Um, I hear you got a new album coming out, or a new album out. Thick Juicy Bass.
Yeah, I recently released my album, and it's been pretty good. I had some music videos make it into an art gallery recently, so that was cool.
Sweet, very cool. Yeah, when Eileen told me I was going to interview you, I like to do my homework. Because I'm that old guy whose playlist has been the same for 30 years. And before I started doing this, I wasn't up for really new music. I'm like, Metallica and this and that, and that's my music, period. Everything else, no.
hmm
And now, just out of respect for my artists, I like to listen beforehand because that's just disrespectful not to. And, I've been listening some, and I'm digging it. You've got some really good beats.
Thanks. I think I do a lot of stuff that other people don't necessarily do. Like I like to swing the rhythm. Um, And I definitely have some like background in more alternative styles too. Like I try to do that vocally, and I might bring guitar back into it soon enough.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Because I was like I said, I listened to several of them last night, and "Sexy in That Sweater" from Roar has been stuck in my head for about 12 hours now.
hmm
Definitely, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's the thing I like about that. What I've heard is if you find something that you don't like on the album, which I haven't yet, everything is just different enough to where you will find what you like on there, and that's the great part. It's a nice musical journey, and I like that.
Thanks. I've been thinking that too, that there's really like something for everybody in there because the style changes so much.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I've never been a huge hip hop guy, but I like it, and I don't even know if I would classify it as just straight hip hop. It's just like I said, it's alternative, and I like it a lot. So
Thanks. Yeah, it's also like EDM, and I use kind of like some synth pop or electro pop kind of in there too. So it's all over the place with the genres.
yeah, yeah, and three languages.
Yeah, the album, it's mostly English, but then I have a track in Portuguese and Spanish at the end too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's something I haven't heard. That's pretty cool. Like I say, I mean, that just shows off that you're versatile, and I like that.
Yeah.
I hate groups and artists that they'll get a hit with one song, and after that, every song sounds exactly like that one. I despise that. They use that formula, and okay, we're making money with this, which money's a great goal. Don't get me wrong, I'm not allergic to it, but at the same time, stretch a little, and you do, and I like that.
Yeah, I just get bored doing the same thing, and I think that's how people listen too. I mean, people do get used to one style or certain styles, and they expect that, but I like to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, yeah, and that works for me. And you've been doing music for a long, long time. I was reading on your bio. Just you know, guitar, drums, piano, clarinet. I got a daughter that played the clarinet,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
you got a great musical background. Started doing Ableton when you were young. Now that's pretty cool. That's something I didn't have when I was a kid. Was nothing like that.
Hmm.
And now, I mean, the ways that people can be creative with it and just any kind of software is just amazing now.
Yeah, it's definitely changed things a lot, and a lot of people are producing their own work now. And like what you were saying about artists doing the same style, I also find it kind of frustrating that there's artists that they can't really do a song from start to finish. They're not capable of it.
Yeah.
And there's so many, people that are self-produced now that they write all their music and they do everything at home and stuff like that. And I really respect that kind of work.
Hmm. Yeah, because people don't realize it takes a lot. Just this interview. I do everything myself. I'm the only one that has any production with this show. I get my guests from Eileen and Jimmy, who are just they've given me some amazing people, and I do my own prep, edit. I'll sit and do my intros. I'll find my own sponsors, which I've got two of them now,
Hmm.
and I do my background music. I use a company called Epidemic Sound, who has a lot of any kind of music you want. They have, and it's good because I can license it, and it's $15 a month, so I don't run into the copyright things like a lot of people do. And because I like my podcast, but I don't want to pay 40 grand an episode in penalties because I used somebody's music.
Yeah.
I'm good, and I edit it and put it all out and market it, and it's a lot of work, and people don't realize it. They think, okay, he sits in his basement and talks for 30 minutes, and to do a song. I mean, even just put the beats down is an amazing thing when you do it right.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of trial and error and listening to it like as many times as you can tolerate it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll go back and I'll listen to each one of my shows. I drive about 40 miles to work, and that's mainly what I listen to when I'm on my way to work. Is I listen to myself, and that's really weird doing that in the car, especially if you're just talking. But
Yeah, I'll do that in the car too, just 'cause especially like with music, it's like really useful to hear it on the bigger speakers
yeah,
and to hear how it balances. Um, so I definitely do that too.
yeah, yeah, and I like doing it. I like listening to other shows on the drive in, and sometimes I'll throw on Napster and listen to some music. And I'm I'm getting there. My musical journey has I feel like it started because I've gotten some really good artists on here, and it's neat to hear something on there and say that's my friend, and it's so cool to be able to do that. When I did Leland Sklar, the bass player, he's been on tour basically since 1970 and played on over 2,700 albums.
Hmm.
And I listened to Phil Collins the other night, and I'm like, that's Lee on there. And that's so neat because it gives you more of a personal connection with the music, and that's why I like to do my show the way I do. Because we could get on here and I could do my radio voice and I could ask you the questions you've been asked 300,000 times. So tell me about your songs, and people get that because they've heard it on every other show. With this one, I like for them to get to know you as a person, and that way they're invested in your music then. They want to hear it. And that's so much fun to be able to do that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hmm. But yeah, it just like I said, looking at your musical background is awesome. You were a kid in the marching band, and
Yeah, I did marching for a while.
yeah, yeah, and that's neat because a lot of the kids in the band. Both my daughters were in the band. One played flute and one played clarinet, and there's just I ain't saying a stigma around band kids. You know the cliques in school. You got the band
Hmm.
kids, you got the jocks, you got these people, these people, these people, and nobody really thinks about it. They think, okay, if one of the band kids makes it in music, they're going to be the music teacher at the high school when the other one retires or something like that. And you took it and made good, and that's awesome.
That's interesting because my sister plays flute. Actually, she played flute in band,
Mm-hmm.
and I did clarinet. So,
Yep. Yep. My oldest daughter played flute, and my youngest daughter came along and decided she didn't want flute; she wanted clarinet, and she started playing. And it was funny because the first time she played, she went and got her instrument from school, and she came home and they showed her how to put it together and basically how to play a little bit. And she came home and went in her room, and it sounded like somebody was pistol whipping a set of bagpipes for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, the most beautiful, smooth jazz just started coming out of her room. It was the weirdest thing. I mean, she just, boom, picked it up perfect. And
hmm.
after about a year and a half, 2 years, she's like, "Yeah, I'm done with the clarinet. We're good," and hadn't played it since.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was hilarious because I thought she was in there playing a CD or something. I'm like, where the hell did she get a jazz CD? And I walked in and she's in there playing her clarinet. Holy crap!
Well, it's always a fun thing to pick up too. Maybe she'll want to pick it up sometime and do like Benny Goodman or something.
Yeah, yeah. But she's a good kid, man. And I think music is just such a great thing because it gives people something to create with. It's a universal thing. We talked about the three languages on your album. And the thing is, the songs that I don't understand the language are still good songs because of the beat, because of the melody, everything just melds together.
Hmm.
And it's universal. And that's the beautiful thing about music. It heals people and it brings back memories. I can't tell you what I was doing in 1984, but you can name a song from then, and I can tell you what I was doing the first time I heard that song in detail. And it's so weird, but music is a gift to people, and I'm glad that you're giving that gift to everybody.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, yeah. Now, whenever you were using Ableton, do you still use Ableton, or what are you using now?
I'm still using Ableton. I've kind of dabbled with Logic Pro in the past, but I don't have the money for that kind of license. So
Yeah.
I'm still on Ableton.
Okay. Have you used their Stream Deck?
What is that for exactly?
It's a little piece of hardware, and it's you can get it with 15 or 30 buttons on it. That each of them be programmed for different things.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those the different forms of that.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those, so actually.
Yeah, I'm actually about to get one of those. I'm starting a video channel. I'm doing these, and once I get that started and get it done, I'd love to have you on it because I'm going to do my interviews live then, and still record them and keep them out there. But I'd love to have you on there once we get the video channel started. That'd be great.
Sure, that sounds cool.
But
I've heard about the little switchboards. Like I think Launchpad has one.
yeah, it's basically the same thing, but the Stream Deck actually is made to work with Ableton. So
It's even easier.
yeah, yeah. And they're not that bad. I think the 15 button one is like $150, which isn't bad at all.
Hmm.
So that may be worth looking into.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
But yeah, and looking at the bio again, I was looking at it and said what Sage does, and dude, you do a lot of stuff. I mean, the modeling, you make your own music, you produce it, you um, market it, you do websites, all that. I mean, you're a busy guy. And, to me, that helps, show you take pride in music, you take ownership of it, and you want to get it out there. And that's awesome to me.
Yeah, it's definitely really nice having, a lot of creative control in what I do. And it would be nice to have a team too. But, at this point, I really like am happy with what I've made. And I feel like the big reason that I ended up doing everything is just because I couldn't rely on other people.
Hmm.
I tried to, like initially I tried asking some friends if they'd want to form a band or something,
Hmm.
but they didn't want to do the work.
Yeah.
Um, so, just over time, it's just been me like getting better at all the things I do and working harder and picking up all these new skills so that I could make what I have now. So I'm pretty happy with where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah. And I understand that. That's why I do everything on my own. I've had people in the past who, you know, I'd I've never paid for guests at all, but I've had people who wanted to come on, and I'll let anybody on. I'm real easy. I look at it this way: whether you've been in 100 Oscar nominated movies or you ate out of the garbage can yesterday, everybody has a story. Everybody has something to offer, and I've had people that you know because they were on wanted a piece of the show. And I don't make money off of this. This isn't monetized. My two sponsors, one of them, Joe's Underground, is the place that bought my first round of equipment. They believed in me when I didn't believe in me. And because of that, they're on the beginning of every show forever, period. And I've got another sponsor that I just started with. It's a short term thing. It's kind of a trade deal. It's a 4 Points Trading Company. They're a candle company, which is pretty neat. I'm burning two of their candles now. They got one that smells like firewood and one that smells like whiskey,
Ooh,
and they're great. But I hate when people, like I said, they don't do any of the work, but they want the reward, and you can't do
yeah.
that.
And it's problematic too, because the industry, there are a lot of people that are on top of it that they don't really write their music and they're given all that publicity. They're given like a majority of the airtime and it's frustrating for people like us that we're like working towards it and trying to get our work out there, but you don't hear it over all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and what's neat to me is I can look back at the end of the day, and I'm the only person in my circle right now that I can say I interviewed Sage Suede today. I made a friend. And I know when I go to sleep tonight, I can lay my head down. I know that I did right by you. I did the best job I could for you. And that makes me feel so good. Whether this thing ever makes money or not, we've done something special and something great. And I love that part about this. The creative side of me just eats it up because this is how I wind down. My full time job, I'm a paramedic. And
Hmm.
this is my release. This is how I get rid of that day. And I look at it this way. I've up to about 150 shows now, and that's 150 people who have helped me get rid of that. So there's a special bond there now. And I call
Yeah.
I call anybody that's been on the show, you're part of the smoked meat family now. And that means you keep this number, and anytime you need to talk or anytime you want to promote something or just say hey, call it. It's my cell. It's on 24/7,
Hmm.
and you're part of that family now. Yep. Especially being from Texas, the brisket capital of the world, because it is smoked meat. But
Yeah, we definitely have lots of meat here.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Now it wouldn't be a show if I didn't ask you what is your favorite thing, as far as if you had Robert Wall asked me one time when he was on my show. It was funny. It was like he was interviewing me. he asked me a question that's kind of stuck with me: is what would my death row meal be? What would yours be? What would your last meal be? Your favorite thing in the world?
Well, that's a hard question.
It is.
I really like pasta, so it'd probably be some kind of pasta,
Hmm.
like maybe ravioli or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do a ravioli that my wife and kids love. I just basically spinach and ricotta, and I've got another one that's lamb and feta that I'll do.
Ooh, that sounds
And
really good.
yeah, it's pretty good. I like it a lot.
You make it from scratch?
Yeah, yeah. Pasta intimidates a lot of people because they think, oh, this is going to be so hard. And it's not. It's not really that hard. It just takes a little bit of time. But when you do it and you do it right, it's a wonderful thing. It'll make you just want to hunt down Chef Boyardee and smack him in the head. But,
Well, that's a good thing.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, have you got any advice for any of the young people out there right now who are listening and, have listened to the album and say, man, I'd love to do that one day?
I'd probably just say that it's kind of tough to, like find yourself when you're young and to know what you want to do necessarily, but if you do have a goal or there's something that you really want to do, you can keep working at it and get there.
Mm,
So don't feel like you're like stuck in your situation or you're stuck in who you can be because over time you can eventually get there. You just got to keep working at it.
mm. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, it takes a long time to find yourself. I'm almost 50 years old and I'm still looking. I've had so many incarnations of me that, and it's funny, they're all kind of the same, but they've all got their little differences. You can look back over my comedy career. I've been doing stand up for almost 30 years, and if you saw a video of my first show as opposed to my last one and anything in between, there's just so many differences. I went through the awkward first couple of shows period where it was take my wife, please, that kind of crap. And then I went through my everything's an F bomb period, and I went through the just every little nuance of comedy I've been through, and now I've kind of settled into I'm just me. I finally figured out nobody wants canned crap. They want you to put yourself out there, and for me that's worked so well. I'll never be famous, and that's cool. I can dig it, but I know whenever people pay to see me, they're getting their money's worth now.
Well, that's good.
Definitely, definitely. And that's all anybody wants as an artist, because I look at it this way. If somebody likes my work enough to actually pay to see it or pay to hear it, one, I'm happy about that because I like money. But I like to be able to make them walk out of there and know that it was well spent, whether I see a dime of the cover or what. I want them to know they didn't blow their money today going to see Brad.
Yeah, and that's the same kind of reason I don't mind, occasionally doing free shows and stuff like that.
Yeah,
'Cause it's about the art.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, how has the pandemic been with you? I hadn't heard a lot of how it's been in Texas. Um, I know here in Georgia, we've kind of been up and down. I'm actually staying down here in the studio right now because I had somebody with a fever on the ambulance the other night, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so I don't have any symptoms. I had on all my protective equipment, but I don't want to get my wife and kids sick if I wind up getting anything. So when I'm exposed to somebody in the studio for a week at least, so uh, I love my studio, but I'm getting sick of being down here the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you could do a new hobby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's where the video channel's coming from. I think so. And I've got this thing I did when the pandemic started, when everybody started locking down, is I published an Amazon list, and it was all the hot food challenges. And I said I do characters also on my YouTube channel I've got now, and I told everybody anyone that orders this can pick what character I do and what they're doing while I do this challenge on video. And the response to that was pretty good. Yeah, I got to read part of the book of 50 Shades of Grey as my clown character. My clown character, his name's Murray. He's not a normal clown. This is Murray's voice right here. So, how are you today? Murray is a little bit abrasive. Murray drinks a lot, which in his first video in 10 minutes he drank a fifth of bourbon, which it was tea because if I drank like Murray it would kill me. But he is,
Just shut me over.
yeah, but he is amazing. And somebody sent me the white chocolate challenge, which is a piece of white chocolate with 12 of the hottest peppers in the world in it.
Ooh.
And wanted me to read the dirty parts of 50 Shades of Grey. So I said, okay, we can do this. Got on the makeup and everything. I sat down here at my desk and I just Googled 50 Shades of Grey, dirty parts. Clicked on something, saw paragraphs. I'm like, cool, that'll work. And didn't read before I started the video. And so I did my intro and I ate the piece of chocolate. And, you know, at that point, it's the point of no return because I'm not doing that thing twice. And I start reading and holy crap, have you read this book? Oh, man, it's rough. But I got through it and it was hilarious. And, you know, everybody says, why do you do this? It's because it makes people laugh and people need to laugh right now. You know, I love hot stuff anyway, but yeah, the 50 Shades of Grey was a little tough one.
I love spicy food. I actually kind of want to try that now.
Oh, the white chocolate challenge is amazing. It's good.
Well,
It's got pepper X in it.
what kind of chocolate is it
It's just
exactly?
just like a little square of white chocolate, like one of the little Ghirardelli squares is what it looks like, about that size.
Is that is Pepper X, is that the edible pepper spray?
No, it might as well be. It's right now it's the hottest pepper in the world.
Oh.
The same guy that developed the Reaper developed this one, and it's stout. It is, but it's good. I actually just bought a bottle of sauce called Gator sauce from that company. That's their Pepper X sauce. I haven't tried it yet, but
Oh yeah.
it's hot, and I found out that Tabasco did a special edition with scorpion peppers. And I got a bottle of that. I'm going to try it tonight, as a matter of fact.
That sounds good. Regular Tabasco is too weak for me. I did try the edible pepper spray this one time.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of burns in your mouth for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like a toothpick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't bad. I really like habanero is really good. I like scorpion a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion pepper is really good.
Yeah.
I feel like hotter than that though, I don't know if I would, just because it's a little bitter and it doesn't really improve the food to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely try the chocolate. I might like it actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a good taste. It's nice and hot. It actually got a really good taste. Now, the hottest thing I've ever had was a challenge called the Toe of Satan, and it's a lollipop. It's kind of cinnamon, but it's made with basically pure pepper extract. And that thing was ridiculous. I think I made it a minute and a half with it. It was ridiculous. I had to dress up as one of my characters named Wayne, Wayne is kind of that 70s love guy. He's got big red hair and a red mustache and wears like a Hawaiian shirt. And this is Wayne's voice, baby. Wayne's just cool like that. And they wanted me to read The Little Engine That Could. And that was interesting because The Little Engine couldn't on that one. Man, that's my hottest one so far. But
That sounds pretty good. I mean, I guess maybe you just have to lick it, like not like suck on it, just lick it a little bit.
oh no, the challenge is you got to suck on it. That's
Oh
the challenge.
yeah.
Which licking it was ridiculous. I mean, usually with hot stuff it'll build a little bit. This thing was like touching your tongue to a car's cigarette lighter. I mean, it is. Whew. It's rough,
Yeah,
but it
I'm
was good.
sure.
But it was good. I got through it. I lived. My lips fell off, but I glued them back on. They're fine now. I got them upside down, but I fixed it. But oh yeah. But so I know that we can go and see you at sagesuede.com. And I'm actually going to put that in my show notes also. That way people can learn about you and kind of see keep up with what's going on with you. And why don't you tell everybody where they can hear you and where they can get you on social media and everywhere?
Okay. So I'm on all the most common streaming and music buying platforms like iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Deezer, Tidal, Amazon. And on social media, you can find me as Sage Suede, which is spelled SageSuede. It's either going to be Sage Suede or Sage_Suede.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on all the most common ones like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, man, I'll tell you, I've had a blast interviewing you today and talking to you, and I feel like I have made a new friend. And that's awesome because now when I listen to your music, I can say, that's my boy.
Yeah, you have to let me know the brand for that chocolate so I can try it.
Yeah, go to, let me think who it was. Fuego Box has it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can remember that.
Yeah, it's Fuego Box. They've got it. And there's actually a thing that when you buy one of those, you basically feeding 50 people.
Wow.
Yeah, so they give back. I like companies that do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, most definitely. But yeah, check them out. Let me know how that goes. And hey, that may be something we do on the video channel. That'd be awesome. I'll get one, you get one, and we'll do the interview while we're doing this thing. I think that'd
Yeah,
be
that'd
kind
be
of
fun.
funny. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, man, I appreciate you being on here, and you're welcome back anytime.
All right. Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Well, thank you, thank you.